Welcome to the very first series of Get Active, Stay Active, the Parkinson's UK podcast. We couldn't be more thrilled to guide you through this transformative 12-week journey. This isn't just a podcast, it's your personal companion to building a vibrant, active lifestyle. Together, we'll dive into expert advice, hear inspiring personal stories, and uncover actionable tips designed to motivate and empower you. Hello, I'm Denise Waterman. Welcome to the Parkinson's UK Get Active, Stay Active podcast. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the podcast studio.
Hi, Denise.
Hi. Now, in this episode, I'll be focusing on well-being and activity. We'll dive into the benefits of enjoying your local environment and getting some fresh air, exploring how activity can play a key role in pain management. We'll also discuss how mindfulness practices such as meditation and breathwork can complement physical activity to help reduce stress, enhance focus, and support overall wellness for people with Parkinson's. So joining us today, we have Olivia Strachan and Maggie. Olivia is a physiotherapist with nearly 4 years of experience working with people with Parkinson's, and she has a specialist interest in Parkinson's care and is also a coach for the Derby County Parkinson's walking football team. We're also joined by Maggie, who lives with Parkinson's and has embraced an active lifestyle, participating in walking, tennis, cycling, and dance classes tailored for people with Parkinson's. She's also an active volunteer and enjoys contributing to a local Save the Children shop while staying connected with her community. Maggie, I am worn out just reading that list of all the things you get up to.
It's all very important. I think it's very important when you have Parkinson's.
Well, I tell you what, it's very, very impressive. But how has your mental well-being been impacted by your Parkinson's diagnosis?
I think initially it really was, and I was surprised. I didn't expect, I'm quite actually a very happy person, a bubbly, and I was affected to start with, but I exercise a lot, get outside, walk, and enjoy where I live. And I think that's helping a great deal.
But were you doing those things before?
Well, I wasn't really, because before I was diagnosed, I was working. So I was working full time. When I was diagnosed, I realized I couldn't keep up working. And so now I have some more free time. Well, not completely free time, because frankly, I use most of my free time to do things that I enjoy or exercise. Yes.
And have you felt that it's made a difference for you?
Completely. Yes, it has, completely.
Just tell us why it's made such a difference.
For example, where I live in Shrewsbury in Shropshire. The River Severn is a big part of our lives here. When I'm walking into town to go shopping or to go to the charity shop where I work, my commute into work is a walk along the river. And it's a walk along the river path, passing an occasional swan, taking in my surroundings, and it's so peaceful and beautiful and changes with each of the seasons, and it calms you down, and it's lovely.
You felt that it's made a difference for you, keeping up that activity and filling in what you would have been doing before work-wise. You're now busier than you were.
Well, I think a lot of people, when they retire, do that actually, yes. I do feel that I'm busier than I was. I wasn't initially. Initially, there was a little dip, but then I thought, no, you've got to get up, get out, grab life by the scruff of the neck, and do a bit of voluntary work, get out, play tennis. Or, I do quite a few exercise groups, and it's all good fun.
And tell me, What practices have you found most helpful in managing the stress and anxiety related to your condition?
Yeah, that's a difficult one because it does depend how you feel. I think the fact that I have practically something to do every day of the week is a good thing because otherwise you don't feel like getting out of bed sometimes. Whereas I always get out of bed because I've got something to do at 10 o'clock. I know where I'm going. I'm meeting other people, not always people with Parkinson's, but people I enjoy their company, and it lifts you and helps.
Maggie, obviously not you because you're very motivated in what you do, but do you think that people within the Parkinson's community feel isolated? And how can they make a change in feeling like that?
Yes, sadly, you're right. People with Parkinson's can feel isolated, and I myself have heard of people who either their friends or family say to me, "This person has Parkinson's." They never leave the house. They haven't actually told anyone they have Parkinson's. They can't cope with it at all, and that is so sad. It's really sad. The only thing I would say is that where I live in Shrewsbury, we have Parkinson's UK branch, um, which offers all sorts of things, like walking, football, and so on, so forth. And if someone could just be persuaded to come once to a monthly social, something like that, they may just find that talking to other people in a similar situation does help. Um, just this last social, we had two new people, and at the end of the meeting, they kept stressing over and over again how they had no idea that the meetings went on, and it was wonderful, and they would definitely come again. I really hope that they will, because it must be very, very, very difficult living with Parkinson's and not sharing what you're going through, and also enjoying some of the things that are on offer, all of the activities, how good the activities are for you, like the walking, football, the men getting together and having a good time, laughter, all of that. Very, very sad. So yes,
So,
join in with social.
so people don't have to be lonely. There is a community out there that you can embrace and spend time with, and it will make a difference to you.
There really is. And people who come for the first time always say, couldn't believe how many things there are going on.
Yeah, so I think in terms of people getting out of houses as well, there are different groups that do online groups as well. So there's men's groups or just online groups and education groups and things like that that people can get involved in as well, which is really important.
I think what you're saying really is that by joining in the community, you'll find out that you're not alone. And there are people out there that if you share your story with them, you're going to benefit from it. Olivia, it seems that poor sleep is a common symptom for people living with Parkinson's. How can they help themselves in that situation?
So I think going back to what Maggie said about kind of that routine, it's all about routine and thinking about pacing yourself. So with poor sleep, you can get overtired, or if you're sleeping in the day, sleeping a lot kind of throughout the day, catnapping. So we always recommend that if you're having poor sleep, having a good routine. And like Maggie said, getting up at the same time every day for your all your body's rhythms, getting up at the same time, having stuff to do, and then having either a siesta in the afternoon to just allow your body to recover from the morning's activities, and then having that time in the afternoon to do a bit more. And then in terms of getting to sleep at night, if you're feeling anxious, stressed, writing things down on a piece of paper. If you can talk to people, and again, kind of echoing from Maggie, being able to talk and socialize with people with Parkinson's, but also with people without Parkinson's, family, friends, is really important to allow yourself to just switch off at night, get comfortable in bed. A lot of people I work with have that difficulty in either rolling in bed or even just getting into bed in the first place. So if we can make it as easy as we can to get comfortable in bed, you're going to have a better night's sleep as well.
Maggie, do you ever suffer from sleeping issues?
I do. I'm gradually waking up earlier and earlier, which at the time doesn't seem to be a problem. But when you're waking up at 5 o'clock, you don't really cope with the day quite as well. So I'm feeling tired in the afternoon, and I do go off for a little snoozle and so siesta. I'd rather sleep through the night and have a proper day, but yes, that is. I am gradually waking up far more often, quite early.
It's to kind of look at what you're doing, the activities that you're doing. It takes a lot more concentration. It takes a lot more work and effort for your brain and your body to do all that stuff that you're doing, which is fantastic. But it is just having that little bit of time to have that siesta, snooze, lie down on the bed, whatever you go and do for that afternoon, to be able to allow yourself to do the evening activities and socializing as well.
The interesting thing with Parkinson's is that there seem to be so many different symptoms. Every time you do talk to people with Parkinson's, you hear that their symptoms are possibly quite different, and therefore all the different types of exercise and maybe online things that Olivia was talking about, there must be something that would strike a chord for them, and then they would say that could help me. During lockdown, I used to do an online exercise class, which was great, and you could do that in your lounge quietly on your own. I imagine that sort of thing would be really helpful as well.
From an exercise point of view, there's lots of groups online. The Neuro Hero girls and Reach Your Peak, they do online exercise classes. I joined in one last week, and it was fantastic to see. And there's a lot of people that can't get to exercise groups that they will be very beneficial to, that you can have the similar feeling of your ballet class on Thursday. You might think, right, I've got to log on to my class online. So it's kind of that same feeling of going somewhere, but you can do it from the kind of safety or the security of someone's home as well.
I think what we're saying is the best thing you can do is do something. Don't do nothing. So however you're feeling, wherever you are, whatever level you're at, just try and do something.
Absolutely.
So Olivia, what are the benefits of mindfulness practices that can be added into a daily routine, and what methods are there?
So mindfulness is kind of the awareness of movement and kind of being free from the distractions of life. So we know with Parkinson's that the stress, the anxiety, fatigue are a big thing. So having that routine of having mindfulness in your daily routine is a very good thing, to be aware of your symptoms, because we always talk about Parkinson's and what symptoms are there, what symptoms have you got. So it's being mindful of those and how we can manage them, but also how we can control them as well. So we use techniques such as breathing techniques, taking deep breaths and controlling the diaphragm, controlling the rib cage, and just taking that time to think as well. So you might do some body scanning. So taking the time to close your eyes, do some deep breaths, and someone might read a script or even have your own script of feeling what's in the room or smelling what's in the room and going through how you're feeling in that moment. So in particular times of anxiousness, having that moment to sit down, take a couple of deep breaths really helps people living with Parkinson's to just control their breathing when they get anxious or in that kind of in a worried state as well. We can do a stop technique as well, so just stopping and being aware of what's going on. So if anyone experiences freezing of gait, having that stop moment to just figure out a plan of what to do. So being aware of your surroundings, being aware that you might be at risk of falling, having that moment to stop, think and plan to do that as well.
Is there anything that can be downloaded from the internet that would help?
I believe so. On the Parkinson's UK website, there's a toolkit that can be accessed as well. Any relaxing music that can be downloaded, and body scripts. I know online a Google for body scripts, relaxation body scripts. It comes up with a few. There's kind of a walk in the park where people can take themselves to a park, walk in. If you don't get out the house much, then they can be quite nice to just have that imagination and the mindfulness of a cool breeze through your hair kind of thing, or on the beach. So it just takes you off to another place that you can really relax and relax every muscle in your body as much as you can to then continue as much as you can as well.
Maggie, have you tried any of these? And if you did they help?
I do think of mindfulness as something that I try to do. Generally, I think of it as meditation or yoga, neither of which I'm very good at because I never stop talking enough to be to meditate, and I'm not bendy enough to do yoga. But I do love just pottering in the garden and painting, which do empty your mind and allow you a little bit of peace and just take your time. And being in the garden, just listening, I usually have a robin right by me and just listening to things going on quietly. So I think perhaps that's similar to what Olivia's been talking about, but in my own little world.
Well, it seems that I'm not sure you could fit any more into what you're doing, so maybe that's why you don't need it. Would you consider, do you ever feel anxious at all, Maggie?
I think I probably do, because there are certain situations where I'm sure most people with Parkinson's would recognize this, that when they get stressed, their symptoms just shoot off. I don't normally have a very shaky hand, but if I'm in a situation where I'm stressed, I'm a completely different person. Then very definitely, obviously, I am anxious. So those would be the situations when perhaps I would take on board everything that Olivia said. I like the idea of being in a room and looking around and taking note of everything that's there, something like that. I would definitely give a go. Yes.
Olivia, can you recommend anything in particular that could help Maggie?
I think, like you say, Maggie, it's finding something that you like to focus on as well. So there's no point you go into a snowy place if you don't think a snowy place is very nice, and cold. So when that situation comes about, it's like, say, having that time to be aware of yourself, and then it gives you that space to be able to respond to the situation as well. So if you're feeling anxious, taking that moment, giving yourself some headspace to be able to say, right, what am I going to do about this? Am I going to continue it? Do I need to change the way that I'm doing it? Whatever task it is, you can have that couple of breaths, having a look around the room. What can you smell? What can you feel? How is your heart? Is your heart pumping 10 to the dozen and you're thinking, gosh? Or are you sweating? Has your tremor kind of emerged? Trying to control all those emotions and those feelings by going through step by step will be kind of a really good way to manage them when you do feel those feelings as well.
Maggie, moving on slightly, how do you stay connected with your friends and family, and how do they support your mental well-being?
I'm very lucky with my family. I have 3 sisters, and we're very close in age, very close anyway. Unfortunately, we don't live near each other, but we have our own little WhatsApp group, and we're on the phone to each other all the time, and we WhatsApp each other all the time. One of my sisters has Parkinson's, and therefore she's a huge champion of everything I do. She's terribly encouraging, and can understand everything that as well. That we're both going through the same thing to some extent. I have got lots of friends in this area. I think it's quite important that I don't always see myself as someone who has Parkinson's. I have a lot of friends who they're just my good friends, and they don't see me as someone who has Parkinson's, and I think that's important.
Absolutely. How important are community and connection for a person's mental well-being?
I think it's really important. I do. And you see different people with different connections out in the community who are more motivated, are less kind of anxious and stressed. The ones that do better in terms of exercise are the ones that get out there, have a wife, have a partner, have family. With my walking football that I've started, there's someone that comes with their grandchildren, and they have a kickabout as well. And they said that his family said to me before, he said he wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for being able to get out with his family. So I think we as kind of healthcare professionals have to really look at what motivates a person. And usually it's with the Derby County, most of the kind of old boys are ex-Derby fans or still Derby fans, have tickets. So I think that's why we do so well with the community side of things for them, because they want to either play football or be part of a team again. So having stuff in the community for people to do with Parkinson's is really important. And I think having the people to run them, but also the backing from Parkinson's UK and various other companies is really, really important for someone.
What is walking football, A? And B, men really, I think maybe more than women, love to be part of a team because of the camaraderie that comes with that.
Walking football is adapted normal football, as we say, or running football. That it is you can't tackle, so you can only tackle kind of from the front, so it's a bit more controlled than running football, and there are various different rules, so it's more adaptable to Parkinson's, and I think that's why it's really coming through in the Parkinson's world. And in terms of men camaraderie to women, I've got the lovely Pioneers, the Parkinson's Pioneers, who's a ladies team down in Solihull, and they're fantastic. Their camaraderie and their team spirit is pretty much what's driven me to run and start the Derby team. So they're really supportive. And there's ladies there who have never kicked a football before, and they just come and they run around or walk around. You get told off if you run, but they walk around and just kick the football. But they also say an important part of their sessions is the afterwards. So the tea, the coffee, the cake, and that socialization. So partners, families chatting all together. And I think people really value that a lot, as well as the exercise point of view. So it's the socialization as well as exercise and activity.
Well, Maggie, maybe you should be starting up a walking football team where you are, in between everything else you're doing. Oh, you got one.
Yes, we do have one. And I would agree completely with what Olivia's been saying, because we do have a walking football team, and you just see the guys that haven't played before. They come along because they think it's going to be a Parkinson's session, and then they see the other men enjoying it so much, and suddenly they're just the guys they were before. And it's very, very popular.
Absolutely. And I think the benefits for Parkinson's is if someone's freezing, you put a ball in front of them, it acts as a cue, a visual and cue, and they're not freezing anymore. Like I say, they're walking after this football that they need to get in that goal, and nothing's going to stop them. And I've heard a few people say that their Parkinson's disappears when they're on the pitch, which, to have that bit of relief and mindfulness for someone's mental health, to have that relief and just to focus on winning the game is just fantastic. And I'm so kind of happy to be part of the walking football team up here.
So once they've done their walking football, how do you get people to calm down? Are there any calming techniques that affect your physical symptoms? I mean, are there breathing exercises they can do to calm themselves down?
Yeah, so after we've played the games and done the session, we do stretching, which for everyone doing activity is important, but also doing some posture stretches, as well as leg stretches and arm stretches, neck range of movement as well. We do some stretching, which incorporates deep breathing as well. So getting the diaphragm moving and doing some kind of slowing your heart rate, slowing that breathing rate down as well. Generally, just do deep breathing and stretching, and then go and have some tea and coffee as well, and a chat.
Yeah. But calming techniques affect your physical symptoms generally, don't they? So these breathing techniques, no matter what you're doing, help you.
Yeah, so the breathing helps with the rib cage kind of expansion and relaxation. So all the neuroreceptors, calming everything down from a muscle point of view as well, relaxing those muscles back down to a state of kind of less active and less kind of excited after doing exercise as well.
Maggie, you seem such a positive person, but like all of us, how do you handle the days when you feel particularly low or unmotivated? What do you do?
Yes, obviously everyone gets days when they don't want to come out from under the duvet. But most of my days I have a commitment, and I do think that helps actually, especially if it's a commitment that involves someone else. If the days that I play walking tennis, I would be letting someone down if I didn't turn up to play tennis with them, as well as, and you do enjoy it once you get there, you see, and it always cheers me up. I couldn't just opt out of going to the charity shop because people are relying on you, and it's always great once I'm there. My favorite day of the week is Thursday. That's ballet. I don't think actually there's a day when I wake up for ballet and think I don't want to go. It is mostly just having something to go to most days of the week gets you out of bed. Once you're out of bed, you're fine.
Tell us what it is about Ballet Day that you love so much.
Okay. To be honest, I've always loved dance, any type of dance. Even now, if I go to a pub and there's music playing, I'm probably dancing in the corner. So that comes first. However, ballet is what I adore because it's ballet for people with Parkinson's. There are men and women that come. It's always packed. We have a waiting list now. The men, none of us wear tutus, but it is done to beautiful dance music, beautiful ballet music. And we do it on holding onto a bar, which is of course a chair, not a bar. And our ballet teacher is a ballerina. She has us standing properly, and when we walk in in a different way than when we walk out. We're all walking taller and stances better, and we're all happier. It's absolutely uplifting. I can't tell you. It's really wonderful, really wonderful.
Would you recommend it to other people?
Oh, totally, totally. It's very good for you, the way you stand, even if you don't particularly like the music, although I doubt that. I think most people that come really enjoy it. It's very difficult for me to describe. Sometimes it makes me so emotional, I cry.
Ah,
That is quite a thing, I think, about people with Parkinson's. They easily move to tears, and the music and the dancing does sometimes move me to tears. It's great. It's absolutely great.
I've just got one question for you. If you could describe your Thursday ballet class in one word, what word would you use?
Joy. That's it.
You will always push yourself that little bit.
There must be days. Yes, probably not telling the truth completely. If it's freezing cold and slippery, I probably will spend more time with my cats, but try not to make it more than one day, because I really tell myself that if I don't get out and have a walk every day, then I haven't had my exercise. So even if it's just a walk along the river, it's not actually an exercise class. I try and do that.
And you know that it makes a huge difference to you to do these activities.
Definitely it does. Definitely it does. Yes.
Olivia, are there any resources that you would suggest to any of our listeners that would help them get out of their bed in the morning?
So again, the Parkinson's UK website, they have a section where you can put your postcode in and find activities around your local area. Even Everyone Active, they do free gym membership for people with Parkinson's. So there's lots of things out there that are on the Parkinson's UK website. If you've got a local branch or support group, they usually know kind of snippets of exercise groups that are popping up everywhere as well. So yeah, it's just finding what you want to do, what you'd like to do. Like Maggie said, her ballet class, that's what you want to do and that's what you'll enjoy. But also it's finding things that you feel are helpful to you. So if you go to a class and don't feel any benefit from it, you're not going to go that long. So you want to find a group that really works for you and helps with that apathy that we know can be problematic with Parkinson's, that can't be bothered to do things. You want to have small goals that you can achieve and that you're going to be able to progress with as well.
So how does one set goals that are going to work for them? Presumably, when you're living with Parkinson's, you've got to take each day as it comes and work towards maybe building up.
Working with someone to set goals is a process. We kind of find what makes you happy, and then we work on short-term goals with a time frame. So it might be that you want to be able to clean the windows. So we'd work on structuring it. So you're not going to clean all the windows in the house the first day, but you're going to do the easiest one to clean and you're going to do it. And we can set exercises for shoulder range of movement. So you can feel that when you do that exercise, it will enable you to do the cleaning of the windows. And then your next goal would be setting the goal to do 4 windows in the day and then building it up like that. So you can get to a point where you can think, right, I'll do them all, but pacing yourself again. So 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. So it's really splitting it up in what's manageable. We also know the variability of Parkinson's. So some days you wake up feeling ready to go, raring to go, and symptoms are okay. Some days you wake up and think, not too up for it today. So it's choosing the days that you feel good to manage your goals rather than being unmotivated or becoming unmotivated. And on the not so good days, finding things that you can do and managing those symptoms on that day as well.
So it's stepping stones that lead to wherever you want to go. And yeah. Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure. And Maggie, you have really given me the drive to renew next year. My resolution is going to be amazing. I'll be competing with you as you go forward.
Good luck. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But I'd like to thank both of you, Maggie and Olivia, for joining me here today. For all of you that are listening to us, remember, we're here to support you as you navigate your journey with Parkinson's. And don't forget, you're not alone. Let us help you find your way forward. For more information, resources, or support, please visit the Parkinson's UK website at www.parkinsons.org.uk. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next episode.